Hey guys, today we are going to talk about the six archetypes of a hero in a story. Okay, an archetype, if you don't know, is kind of the model for which that defines that attribute. For instance, so we have six types of heroes that exist within literature, or within cinema or television, any form of the arts. There are six main types of heroes. Okay. So I just want to kind of roll through them quickly. I'll give you some examples. If you have some questions, you know how to email me or get in touch with me. The first hero, obviously, we have is the classical hero. The classical hero is sometimes kind of known as the romantic hero. They are our everyday person who has some form of a great talent. Okay? So very ordinary in stature, very normal, but there's something that makes them stand out. There's an attribute about them, a talent about them. So when you look at literature, you may look at somebody like Ponyboy, whether it's his empathy or his intelligence, coming from the greasers, Ponyboy obviously being from the outsiders. He was very unique, and there was something that distinguished him from the rest of the greasers. Okay, there is Victor Frankenstein, which we read before. His just creative nature and the fact of him, making the monster. Obviously, just that ability that makes him somewhat different than the norm. He may also, Victor Frankenstein may also tie into someone that would be called a tragic hero, which we'll talk about in a second as well. Okay, another classical hero from movies, someone like Harry Potter. Okay, Harry Potter is a normal, everyday person, but he has been gifted this great talent of magic. Okay, and something that was given to him. Very different from, I know some of you he may kind of venture into a superhero category, but there is nothing supernatural about the gift that's within him. It's a talent that has been given to him. So that's why I would classify Harry Potter as a classical hero. Okay. The second type of hero from our archetype is the everyman hero. Okay, the everyman hero is just an ordinary individual to the audience. He's very easy to identify with. He's not heroic by nature, but maybe by circumstance. Okay, so there's no outstanding abilities to him, no attributes. He's very much just like the audience, essentially. Okay, so if we're looking at television from Back to the Future, someone like Marty McFly. Okay, how he goes back and saves Doc. A lot of instances with there. In literature, you have in like To Kill a Mockingbird, Atticus Finch as the lawyer, just the everyday man, but really is heroic with his stand to help Tom Robinson in his quest for freedom, when it seems like everybody in Macomb, Alabama, is against Tom Robinson. Then there's someone, for instance, in the Lord of the Rings, someone like Frodo Baggins. Okay, Frodo Baggins, who's put on the quest to get rid of the ring. He would be another one that would qualify. Okay, no outstanding abilities or attributes about him, just that everyday man that's looking to do something heroic. Okay, so that's our everyman hero, our second type of archetype. Okay, our third archetype, the one you guys are very familiar with, is the superhero. Superheroes are someone that could start out maybe as a classical hero or an everyman hero, but then they're given some form of a supernatural power that makes them superhuman. Okay, you guys are very familiar with this archetype already. So someone like Superman, obviously, Thor, Wolverine. You know these, the Hulk. Okay, the next setup is the tragic hero. Tragic hero fits in with very common in Shakespeare. Shakespeare has a lot of his plays. It's usually a hero that has a lot of the attributes, again, of a classical hero, or even maybe an everyman hero. I think more fitting a classical hero. Someone that has a great attribute about them, but then there's somewhere along the line, maybe they trust the wrong person, maybe they fall for a trick of some kind. So you get in Shakespeare a lot of our examples with Romeo or Macbeth or Othello. Brutus and Caesar would be, and Julius Caesar would be another one. All four of those are that tragic hero, or a flawed hero is another term for a tragic hero. And it's just that hero with the classical ideals, but then somewhere along the way has that misstep. Okay, so Aristotle had 6 principles for a tragic hero. He had hamartia, which is a flaw in character that causes the downfall, hamartia. There's the hubris, which is the second principle of the tragic hero, which is some form of extreme pride that our tragic hero, that may be his problem. There's peripetia, which means a reversal of fortune. Okay, so in Othello, there is that reversal of fortune. Or let's use Romeo and Juliet because you're probably more familiar with that. Romeo has that reversal of fortune when he hears about Juliet's death, and then in turn makes his poor decision, which ultimately leads to his downfall. Then there is anagnorisis, which is when the hero makes some form of a critical discovery. Okay, number 5 is a nemesis, which is some form of fate that cannot be reversed. And then number 6 is catharsis. Okay, some form of a tone, a pity or fear that the audience is kind of left with after the hero's fall. So when you watch Romeo and Juliet, you see that last moment where Romeo takes the poison and you're like, oh no, you guys were supposed to be together, it wasn't supposed to happen this way. And then Juliet is only left with the dagger, and it's that pity that we have for these lovers. Okay, our 5th type of hero is the epic hero. Okay, very common in Greek storytelling. It's like similar to the tragic hero. It's a protagonist in a sense, but he has become more than himself. He's become a legendary. He's a heroist by nature. Okay, he's someone that's admired because of these characteristics that exist within him. Okay, so we have 7 characteristics or principles of an epic hero. I'm just going to kind of read them off my list here. Usually the characteristics or principles of an epic hero, it's a noble birth. They're an epic hero is usually a king, a prince, a nobleman of some kind, maybe a demigod. Okay, they come from noble birth. They are superhuman in strength and courage. They've got that warrior potential for greatness based on their attributes. Okay, they could be cunning, they could be brave, humble, virtuous. Okay. Another principle of an epic hero, the 3rd one, is they're a vast traveler. They're known for going to exotic locations, either by choice or chance. So you get that with Odysseus in the old, the Greek epic poem. Okay, they are also the 4th attribute. They're they have unmatched warrior skill, which means obviously no one can match up to them. The 5th is they are a cultural legend. Okay, they are accepted universally by their culture as being this above board person without reproach. Essentially, they just have all of these attributes that are just next level. Okay, they also have for their 6th attribute, they're very humble in nature. So humility would be that 6th attribute. It's the hero's greatest attribute is the fact that they don't brag about how great they are. It's that humbleness. So it's the greatest attribute that these epic heroes can have is their humility. And the 7th one, the 7th attribute of an epic hero is they battle supernatural foes. Okay, so things that are out of this world, whether it's dragons, Poseidon, another Greek god, for some form of a cyclops, a giant, whatever it is, it's something that is just so above board. Okay, so you got some of our epic heroes. In literature, you have Odysseus, you have Lancelot, you have Beowulf. I would think that even like American folk heroes like George Washington and Abraham Lincoln also kind of fit in this. The stories that they have and just their warrior. When you go down these 7 attributes of an epic hero, I think Abraham Lincoln and George Washington would also fit in these criteria based on how we as an American culture have lifted these men up. Okay. Our 6th and last hero from the 6 archetypes of a hero is the anti-hero. Okay, the anti-hero it's someone that has very uncommon or like unbecoming traits of a hero. They display qualities that may seem almost like they're a villain. Okay, or they have a brashness about them, something about them that's just not what we would call a traditional hero. So people that I would think that may fit in would be like a Jay Gatsby from The Great Gatsby, or Holden Caulfield from Catcher in the Rye. from like television, Michael Scott I think is a great one. Okay, he's got that bumbling personality that seems very off-putting. He's always saying the wrong things, but for some reason he has a heart of gold. You know, you can just tell that he loves the people that he works with. So even though he may be a jerk at times and come off wrong, at the core of it, there's something good about him. In movies, I think Jack Sparrow would be a great fit from Pirates of the Caribbean. You know, you don't see him; he's a pirate. So right off the bat, you know, pirates have all this connotation of just being, you know, thieves and trick. You know, they fall into trickery. But then Jack Sparrow, you can see, works with others, you know, in the common good, and almost deceivingly becomes the hero of these stories. Okay, so those are the 6 archetypes of a hero. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. All right, love you guys. Bye.